Imagine amidst the stormy turmoil of life, and you can still be a peaceful harbor where no turbulence can intrude. That is the power of cultivating judgment, developing emotional invincibility against the unforeseeable. This video, inspired by the 10 key principles of Stoicism, will guide you in nurturing an undisturbed state so that nothing can disrupt the tranquility within you. Why is there a distinction between controlling our thoughts and being unable to control external events? As Epictetus said, some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. Inner serenity depends on focusing solely on what we can control through wisdom and willpower. Outcomes are often beyond control, but anyone can control their perspective and reaction. The core lessons not only help you realize that virtue is the essence of a good life, not the pursuit of fleeting desires. Judgments are what imbue meaning into objective events. By enduring hardships, weaknesses dissolve, revealing the untethered essence of a human being. Living in harmony with the laws of the universe allows reality to unfold without inner obstruction. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." Join us on this journey in today's video with the 10 Stoic principles to remain unaffected, and let Epictetus's Stoic philosophy pave a new path for you, where you learn to actively grasp the key to inner peace, regardless of external storms. But before we begin, as usual, I have a challenge for you. Watch until the end, and don't miss any important principle. Just one of these 10 principles below could be the key to changing your life forever. Principle number 1, firm purposes. Epictetus once asserted, difficulties show a person's character, and the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. This statement is not merely a philosophy, it is a call to action. When you have a clear understanding of your goals, the world around you seems to shrink, turning colossal challenges into small steps. The inner strength you find in this process cannot be defeated. A firm purpose is not something stumbled upon by chance. It is crafted from moments of deep reflection on what truly matters to you. Not just career goals or personal achievements, but also the principles and values you want to dedicate your life to pursuing. Once that purpose is deeply ingrained in your heart, the next step is to apply diligence to protect and nurture it. As Seneca said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Perseverance and steadfast commitment to your goals shape your strength in the face of adversity. A firm purpose is like a beacon in the night, not only a guiding light, but also a solid anchor for the soul. When life pulls you into whirlwinds, a firm purpose is the lifebuoy that keeps you from sinking into the sea of emotions and difficult circumstances. Ultimately, firm purposes are not just advice. They are the key to unlocking unparalleled mental strength and the ability to face and overcome any challenge. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. Not just a set of rules for living, but also evidence of the power of will and firm purpose. In the light of this philosophy, nothing is impossible, and nothing can shake your resilient spirit. Principle number 2, would you give your body to a stranger? Imagine you would never entertain the idea of handing over control of your body to a completely unfamiliar and untrustworthy person. So why do we easily allow our minds to be hijacked by stray thoughts and deceitful words? When we let ourselves be influenced by others' opinions, we are essentially handing the key to our happiness and peace over to strangers. When someone offends us, it's natural to feel hurt and want to retaliate. But Stoicism teaches us that our emotions are the result of our thoughts and personal perspectives. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means we have the power to choose how to respond to any situation instead of letting offense overwhelm us. Consider it an opportunity to strengthen patience and self-awareness. To cultivate discipline and self-control, start with daily habits. Set small goals and achieve them every day to build self-confidence. Focus on living in the present and deepening your understanding of your emotions. As you begin to realize that you have the power to choose how to react to any situation, You will gradually become resilient to challenges and no longer be swayed by negative emotions. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Imagine a baker who focuses every day on improving their skills, paying no mind to excessive criticism or praise. This baker doesn't allow any external opinions to affect their work process or spirit. Ultimately, with patience and control, the baker not only improves their baking skills, but also achieves true freedom and inner peace, gracefully overcoming any criticism. Stoic philosophy is not just a classical philosophical discipline. It's also a powerful tool to help us face and overcome everyday challenges. As Seneca said, "The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity." By learning to control our minds and handle emotions maturely, we can achieve genuine peace and freedom amidst a volatile and uncertain world. We cannot avoid becoming subjects of gossip and judgment from others, but have you ever wondered if the weight of malicious words truly defines you, or if it's your resilience and inner peace that ultimately determine who you are? Take a moment, relax, and join us in exploring the next principle. This story is not just about how we confront negative words, but also a lesson in soul freedom when no longer bound by others' opinions. Principle number 3, if someone speaks ill of you. Epictetus once said that we cannot control the opinions or actions of others, but we can only control how we react to them. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." In the modern world, this can be understood as accepting that everyone has their perspectives and values, and they may not always agree with or act in the way we expect. We are advised to be patient and open-minded towards differing viewpoints, even when they oppose our own. To live a life not disturbed by the words of others, we need to have a deep and accurate understanding of ourselves. As Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This includes a clear understanding of our motivations and reasons behind our actions, as well as a firm belief in our values and principles. When you are confident in the path you have chosen and why you have chosen it, negative words from others become meaningless. Finally, to face insults or disagreements without letting them affect us, we need to develop patience and gentleness. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Patience allows us to maintain calmness and not react hastily or negatively, while gentleness helps us maintain a good relationship with others, even when they disagree with us. Illustrative examples can be drawn from the lives of saints and ascetics who faced harm and insults with patience and kindness, always holding fast to their chosen path. When we focus on personal growth and resilience in the face of challenges, we not only improve our own lives, but also inspire those around us. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears." Remember, true power does not come from controlling what others think or say about us, but from our ability to control how we allow those things to affect us. We would love to hear your thoughts and experiences with negative words from others, and how you have applied Stoic principles to handle them. Share your insights in the comments below. Your story could become a source of inspiration and strength for others. Principle number 4, insult and offense. Epictetus, with a firm and wise tone, emphasized, "What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them." This means that when someone offends you, it's not their words that hurt you, but rather how you perceive and react to those words that determine their impact on your soul. Imagine expressing an opinion in a meeting, and a colleague strongly opposes it. Instead of reacting emotionally, you pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this an opportunity for me to consider the issue from a different perspective? In doing so, you not only maintain your composure, but also broaden your outlook. Or in another situation, when you and a close friend are conversing, and suddenly you're criticized for a personal decision. As Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Instead of feeling hurt, you take time to reflect on that criticism. Perhaps you'll discover that although their delivery wasn't perfect, their intention was truly to prompt you to reconsider your choices from another angle. This is finding light in the darkness, a valuable skill that Stoicism encourages us to learn. Through this lesson, we learn not only how to endure offense or hurt, but also how to turn these experiences into stepping stones for personal growth. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The key lies in how you choose to face them. Strength, according to Stoicism, doesn't come from avoiding difficulties, but from knowing how to embrace and overcome them. Remember that within every challenge lies an opportunity for you to become stronger and more resilient. We often confront challenges that sow fear and shame. The question is, how do we overcome them? How do we not allow these experiences to determine our self-worth? Epictetus delved deep into this issue in his philosophy. He pointed out that at the core of every fear and feeling of shame is not the external circumstances, but rather how we respond to them. Principle number 5, fear and dishonor. Have you ever felt trapped in the glass cage of fear and shame? These are the times when we do things we don't want, just to receive acceptance or a small praise on social media. But Epictetus, with his timeless wisdom, pointed out a simple yet profound truth. We are the ones who assign meaning to every event, thus creating fear and shame within our souls. Unlike denying emotions, Stoicism invites us to embrace them with courage and self-control. Overcoming fear and shame means we are no longer shackled by the gaze and words of others. It's a journey back to ourselves, rediscovering the value and meaning of life in every breath, in every daily decision. Epictetus teaches that the key to happiness lies not outside, but within the soul of each individual. As he said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." When we place our self-worth on things beyond our control, we open the door to fear and shame. Conversely, when we focus on self-improvement, wisdom, and spiritual freedom, we find unparalleled peace and strength. Ultimately, fear and dishonor in Epictetus's Stoic philosophy is not just a lesson on facing challenges, it's also a reminder to live a meaningful life where fear and shame are no longer obstacles on the journey to happiness and freedom. As Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that things are difficult." When we dare to face and overcome, we not only liberate ourselves, but also inspire those around us. As we move forward to principle number 6, let's explore how Stoicism teaches us to face and embrace challenges on the path of self-development. We will learn to anticipate difficulties, and not only be ready to confront them, but also to use them as a launchpad to reach the best version of ourselves. Before we continue, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of you who have spent time with us in this video. Your presence is an invaluable encouragement to me and the production team. If you find these principles valuable, please like and share this video with others. Your support not only helps us continue producing quality content, but also spreads Stoic philosophy to even more people. Principle number 6, anticipating obstacles. At its core, the Stoic principle of anticipating obstacles encourages a proactive stance rather than reacting to life's challenges. As Seneca said, "If you are surprised at how many things you lack, remember how many things you have." Epictetus suggests that by envisioning potential difficulties along our path, we prepare ourselves mentally to face them calmly and thoughtfully. This mental training session is not an invitation to pessimism, but a strategy to strengthen resolve and equip the mind with the necessary tools for any situation. Consider the story of a marathon runner preparing for an upcoming race. Aware of the principle of anticipating obstacles, she anticipates potential challenges, adverse weather conditions, injuries, or unexpected personal commitments that could disrupt her training schedule. As Epictetus said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Instead of fearing these possibilities, she plans accordingly by adjusting her training schedule, preparing for different weather conditions, and allocating time for rest and recovery. On race day, when faced with a sudden downpour, she remains calm, having mentally and physically prepared for such a situation. Anticipating and preparing for what could have been an obstacle turns the race into evidence of her resilience and determination. Anticipating obstacles creates harmony between emotions and logic, teaching us to approach life's uncertainties with a balanced mind. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, insofar as it stands ready against the accidental and the unforeseen and is not apt to fall." Emotionally, it instills a sense of readiness and confidence. Logically, it enhances our problem-solving skills by encouraging us to think ahead and plan for the future. This balance is a hallmark that allows us to face life's ups and downs with a serene heart and a clear mind. Don't consent to be hurt, and you won't be hurt. This is a choice over which you have control, Epictetus once said. He taught that true power lies in how we choose to react to every situation. This perspective opens up a path to liberation, a new way of viewing how we accept and confront challenges and suffering in life. Principle number 7. No one can hurt you. Imagine you are facing severe criticism from a trusted friend. The initial feeling might be one of hurt and betrayal. However, Stoicism teaches us that while this initial reaction is natural, the power to allow it to shape your emotions and subsequent actions lies entirely within your control. As Epictetus said, "It is not he who reviles or strikes you who insults you, but your opinion that these things are insulting." So the question here is, how do we apply this principle to our lives? First is the freedom to choose a response. When faced with criticism or hurt, remember that you have the right to choose how to respond. This doesn't mean denying emotions, but rather acknowledging and consciously managing them. The second is seeking inner strength. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Remember, this is not a call to indifference or avoidance. Instead, it's a reminder of the power and freedom in choosing how we face challenges, as well as an encouragement to seek peace and strength through faith. As Seneca said, "The wise man is joyful, happy, and calm, unshaken. He lives on a plane with the gods." By applying this principle not just in difficult situations, but in all aspects of life, we move closer to true freedom and inner peace. Principle number 8, repressing your actions. In Epictetus's philosophy, exercising self-restraint in action is not only a form of autonomy, but also a crucial step toward inner peace and spiritual strength. As he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This does not mean condemning all actions or reactions, but rather selectively choosing actions based on reason, not impulsive emotions. Imagine you're in an important meeting, and a colleague suddenly strongly opposes your ideas, even criticizing you personally. The initial emotions might be anger, disappointment, or even a desire to respond forcefully. However, according to Epictetus, this is the moment to apply the lesson of self-restraint. As he said, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." Instead of letting emotions take over, you take a deep breath and remind yourself that anger or strong retaliation doesn't solve the problem. You choose to accept that opinion, rationally, objectively consider it, and even respond constructively, demonstrating respect and opening the door for dialogue rather than conflict. Exercising restraint in action and speech not only helps us avoid undesirable consequences, but also demonstrates maturity and wisdom. As Seneca said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." In a world where quick and forceful reactions are often seen as a display of strength, Epictetus reminds us that true strength lies in the ability to control oneself in any situation. So how can we apply this lesson in life? First is recognizing emotions. When emotions begin to rise, acknowledge and accept them without immediate reaction. The second is to pause before acting. Give yourself a moment to think before taking any action or speaking. The third is self-questioning. Ask yourself, is your action or speech based on reason, and will it bring positive results? As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Fourth is acting mindfully. Choose an action that reflects a deep understanding of the situation, rather than just an immediate reaction. By restraining our actions, we not only control emotions, but also face and overcome challenges calmly and effectively. This not only makes our lives better, but also helps us become the best version of ourselves, a resilient and steadfast self amidst the storms of life. Are you ready to control your actions and become a better version of yourself? Please leave a comment, "I'm ready," below this video. Principle number 9, the power of acceptance. Imagine you're on a long journey and suddenly realize you're lost. You might feel angry, disappointed, and anxious. But when applying principle number 9, the power of acceptance, you start to assess the situation calmly and accept that you're lost. As Epictetus said, Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well. You understand that worry or anger won't change the current reality. From this acceptance, you begin to seek solutions, using a map, asking for directions, or using GPS. The important thing you realize is that you have the ability and freedom to choose how to face the situation rather than being swept away by negative emotions. Here are 5 quick ways you can practice holding on to the power of acceptance. 1. Recognize and accept emotions. When facing difficulties, take a moment to recognize your own emotions. Acknowledging the anger, sadness, or fear you feel is the first step in accepting the situation. 2. Understanding and analysis. Try to understand the root of the problem and carefully consider the factors that cannot be changed, as well as what you can control. 3. Redirect energy. Instead of focusing on what you can't change, use your energy to focus on positive actions you can take. Acceptance is not resignation, but the beginning of meaningful action. 4. Seek meaning and learn. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Every challenge brings an opportunity to learn. Seek lessons from each situation and use them to develop yourself. 5. Practice gratitude. In any circumstance, remember there is always something to be grateful for. Gratitude helps us maintain our souls and see the light in the darkness. By applying the power of acceptance, you not only learn how to face challenges, but also find peace and happiness in everyday life. This is one of the most important lessons that Stoic philosophy, as taught by Epictetus, offers us. According to Epictetus, each of us is born with the ability and obligation to live in harmony with nature. Not only the external nature, but also the nature within, which is our true essence. This requires us to understand and accept our place in the world, to recognize that everything happens for a reason, and to learn how to seek happiness and peace within the limitations that nature has set. Principle number 10, living according to nature. Epictetus believed that the key to living a happy and meaningful life is to live in harmony with nature, not just the external nature, but also the inner nature within ourselves, the true essence of each individual. As he said, he who is in harmony with the Tao is like a newborn child. Its bones are soft, its muscles are weak, but its grip is powerful. Epictetus emphasizes that living in harmony with nature not only helps us find peace, but also enables us to realize and maximize our potential. Living according to the laws of nature requires us to understand that every event and every situation in life has a reason for existence, and we need to accept them peacefully. To become immune to the fluctuations of life, we need to train our minds to perceive clearly and accept everything that is happening. As Marcus Aurelius said, accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This does not mean giving up or being indifferent, but rather learning to accept and find happiness within the limitations set by nature. Happiness, from the Stoic perspective, is not about pursuing external pleasures or material possessions, but about finding peace and satisfaction in simple things, through living a conscious and self-aware life with our true essence. Living under the laws of nature, according to Stoic philosophy, is not just a method to face life's challenges, but also a path to true freedom and happiness. As Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. By applying these principles to daily life, we not only find peace within ourselves, but also become invulnerable to life's ups and downs. Let's start our journey today to live a fulfilled, harmonious, and meaningful life. In the journey of exploring the philosophy of Epictetus and applying the 10 Stoic principles to everyday life, we have traveled through an inspiring and challenging path together. These lessons are not just guiding lights to help us navigate the storms of life, but also a source of strength to build a resilient soul, unshaken by anything. However, the journey of self-improvement is never a solitary process. That's why we want to invite you to engage in this exchange of wisdom. Do you have any questions or challenges when applying these 10 principles to your life? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Every question, challenge, or even success story is a valuable source of inspiration to help our community grow and thrive together. Remember to like and share this video with friends whom you think will be inspired by the Stoic principles. Subscribe to our channel to not miss any videos that will help you become more steadfast and resilient in life. Let's continue this journey together by watching the next videos displayed at the end of this video. And remember, every day, every step leads towards self-improvement and contributes to creating a better world.